Legs is one good lover. She loves the hugs and kisses. She's a lover. Is she a lover? Whoa. Is Legs a lover? Yeah. She just wants to be on my lap and give me hugs. And she's like one of the most loving, huggy dogs that I've ever met. She's so lovey-dovey. I think this is just all about Scorpio season. Is really filling the depths of our emotions and the things that come up out of our unconscious that we see, and we thought that we've already dealt with it, or maybe dreams that we just haven't really had in a while, like certain people or things are starting to come into our awareness. And it's necessary. It's needed. So we could heal. It's needed to remind us of certain feelings and connections that we had. Just having Legs here, for the short while Legs doing certain things that Ted used to do, and jump up on me and hug me and kiss me and be so super vulnerable. Ted wasn't vulnerable. He had his moments, but this dog has gave me a hug and a kiss every night. So, it kind of gives me hope of maybe, I can love another dog again, and Legs is pretty close. So, that's another part of this Scorpio season and this Mercury retrograde. So how is everyone? Hi, Christina. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Robin. I am just wanting to do a little video and catch you guys up. So the Mercury retrograde is happening in Scorpio at 27 degrees on Halloween. And this will be conjunct Venus at 29 degrees before Venus moves into Sagittarius. So there is a conversation happening in Scorpio between our higher mind and our value and our love and beauty, our heart. So this could be a good time to really speak your feelings, your truths, profess your love for someone and stuff like that. Hi, Sean. Thanks for joining. So, this is about changing up your habits as well and speaking your truth to someone that is very important to you. This is a time to be able to profess what you have been thinking about, and release will not only be healing, but it may just get you exactly what you want. So don't waste your time on the things or people that are not 100% for you and your new self or your new life or your new world. Or if it's not 100% of your desires. We all know what we want and what we desire deep down inside, and it's our job to manifest that in the three-dimensional reality. It's about putting aside our ego to be able to express these things. But also with Mars being in Libra, we don't want to just kind of go along with things because we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, or we just want harmony, and we just, we don't or we just don't want to put ourselves in a situation that will make us seem like the bad guy, right? So that's Mars being in Libra, but it's asking our ego self to heal by really speaking our truth, because that's what's going to get us to the pars of fortune, which is the wheel of fortune, which is the luck. But we have to be able to speak our truth without our ego getting in a way. So that's one aspect of this. Scorpio digs deep, and it has depth of emotion, and it will not settle for anything but that. Scorpios are very mysterious in the way that they don't really show all their cards. They keep their cards really close to their chest, and they have a lot of armor on because they are the most sensitive of all the signs. And they, it doesn't really seem like that, but they are. They are ruled of the body. It's ruled by the genitals, genitalia. I think that was like a comedian on YouTube. Anyways, I'm going to turn down this music. It's too loud. And so during Mercury retrograde on Halloween, the moon will be at 0 degrees Capricorn. Whoa. So that's pretty crucial degrees. I mean, that's super karmic. And it's Capricorn at 0 degrees. And it is in the 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So if we could verbalize the things that we've been thinking or feeling, then we will get the karma in return, which is what we want out of our communication. We communicate something to get something, right? Like if I communicate like I want this, if I don't communicate that, I will never get it. So it's a part of like manifestation. But with the moon, it's looking at the south node, because we have the south node, Saturn, and Pluto all in Capricorn. And our emotion is the moon. So our emotions are feeling the emotions of maybe the south node, which is the past. It's our comfort. Like we want to be comfortable. But in that comfort, we're not going to really get to where we need to go to evolve. And that comfort is in exchange for excitement and purpose and ultimate happiness. Because when we're comfortable, we're not necessarily happy. We could be miserable because we're choosing comfort over that excitement, because we want to know what's going to happen. Saturn and Pluto also. So we could be looking at, well, if I say this or I make this decision, I'm going to be out of my comfort zone. And like, what am I going to get? Like Saturn is restriction. Like you might just be saying, okay, so what? I say this, but like what is going to change? Like there's all these circumstances in my way to really get the exact thing that I want. But the thing is you just have to like say it, and you just have to get it out because it's your truth, and everything will work out in the way that's intended. You can't think of because come on, in the new world, everything changes daily. Like we have no stability right now. It's like we can come home and it's like, it's not, our home is gone, or we can come home and our home is rearranged, or we come home and things are never the same anymore. So that's kind of like something that we need to start getting used to. So with that being said, Saturn, is stability, but it's also karma. So we can't be looking like, okay, well, this is like this. And so, that's not going to change, but anything could happen. Like anything could change. Like it might look one way in the three-dimensional reality today, and like tomorrow it could look very different. And we know that because we had the earthquake and then the explosion, and then we thought everything was fine and dandy, and all of a sudden I wake up with like fire surrounding me and I'm being evacuated. So I went to bed pretty late that night too. I'd say I probably got home around like 2:33 and there was no fires. But all of a sudden there was fires at like 9:30 in the morning. Like how'd that happen? Where'd that come from? Like, I don't know. Fire start at night? When did that start happening? In the new world, okay? So that is just an example of how things do change. Just be on your path. Do and say what you want. And this time, like Mercury retrograde is about rethinking our past too. I mean, things are coming up. Family issues, childhood, past lives, physical obstacles that may be getting in our way of getting where we want to be. And that could be in health, in relationships, in career, and how we're going about creating stability in our lives in some way. And because we don't have it all the time in the physical world, we are desiring it maybe in our home or our finances or our relationships, right? We're just finding stability somewhere. We want it. The North Node is asking us to look at our self-value, okay? Because the North Node is in the second house in Cancer when this Mercury goes retrograde. That's what is going to counterbalance all of this Capricorn South Node energy. So instead of basing things on the past and our past results and like, oh, when I've done this, that has always happened. Like, think of that, but believe that there's change and there's evolution and that we could heal from these past issues. Where do we lack in this value and healing the family and family upbringings and our past lives? Getting clarity on this will help step into and having the confidence to create the home and stability that we have not received. Sorry, I need to drink some water. I've drank 2.5 gallons of water today and I'm still dehydrated. The pollution, the air quality, the upgrades, the geomagnetic energy, like we're getting it. We're getting hit. And being busy, right? All right. So Mercury retrograde starts on Halloween and it will be stationary retrograde on November 20th. So Mercury's moving back to the degrees of 11 in Scorpio, where it was the weekend of October 12th. So October 11th, 12th, 13th, Mercury is going back, moving back to where it was then. And that was a very intense, emotional time. And Mercury's going back there to look at some things, to reconsider some of those things, to also say yes, and also to let go of some of the things that had happened then. Like, it's like a healing and a purging. And in a lot, so, you know, look at where Mercury rulers are in your chart. Gemini and Virgo. This will give you a big clue as to where this Mercury retrograde will be affecting you, as along with where Scorpio is in your chart. Because those three are kind of like all having a conversation. Okay. So because because Mercury is a planet of communication, we'll be expressing what has been reanalyzed and thought about for a long time. And we're ready to make things solidified and serious. So take these 3 weeks of Mercury retrograde to really think and heal, because when Mercury slows down, it makes us slow down. Our minds start to slow down. So we can't think like we used to, where like our minds could be like, okay, super busy, I got to do this, that, and that, and everything's all organized, and I'm doing this and that. And then Mercury comes and you're like, oh God, what was I supposed to do? What was I thinking? Oh God, like foggy headed. And it slows us down to be more in the moment and to ask ourselves, like, what really is important right now? What is our highest priority? What is our value? How are we going to create that? Okay. So I already talked about Mars being in Libra, being mindful of allowing things, even if you don't align with it. I need to just have harmony kind of thinking, like moving away from that. By speaking things that are aligned will help us heal and not fall into the same karmic past. This is where the powers of fortune and opportunity reside. Thank you for the hearts, by the way. I appreciate that. Literally, I have my notes in front of me and my chart. And so all I see is the little part of the screen. I don't even see myself right now, but I do see the little thumbs up and the hearts. I'm Cancer. Mercury was in Cancer last time. Yeah. Now it's in the second house. Yep. And I understand it's what is home for me. So Mercury's in Scorpio. And are you a rising Cancer? If you're a rising Cancer and it's at the late degrees of Cancer, more towards Leo, then yes, this will be happening in your 4th house of home. If you are a rising Virgo, then Scorpio will be in your 2nd house of value. So this is, okay. So let this Mercury retrograde give you the insight, depth, and knowledge of what your inner feelings of love and relationships with other. Let this be a time to strategize your plan. You will be slowed down enough to be able to think about the important things that you've had to neglect because we've been so freaking busy. Like, not only busy with like work and life, but busy with surviving, through all this chaos that's going on in the world and this global change. But this Mercury is going to slow us down, and we're going to start feeling things. And our dreams are going to be very real. Like, we're going to remember, right? So things are coming up from our unconscious mind and it's coming to the surface. So it can be looked at so we can step into the newness that is going to happen in Sagittarius season. So let the purging begin. Get out all the gunks. Get rid of the things that are no longer serving us. And that's people and things, because we have to make room for the things that we actually want in our life. Like, what are you manifesting? What does your vision board look like? What's on it? Is there room for that? If there's not room for it, well, how the hell is it supposed to show up? You know what I'm saying? So start clearing things out, make room for it, and know that what you're feeling, especially your intuition, is pretty on point right now, because it's the season of truth. And things are going to be revealed as they need to be revealed, and it will help you make decisions. The veil was very, very thin, and it still is, but it was really, really thin for the new moon. And so I had a lot of guides coming to me, a lot of channeling coming to me for my roommate, for other people, a lot of people from the past coming into my life again. And, me just feeling why they came back, like what they needed to see or hear or whatever, because that's just kind of the time. It's the time of like revelation, purging, knowing what's important, finding your tribe, your flock, you know, and yeah, so if understanding it was okay, so letting the old go and understanding it was there for a reason, and some things are just meant to go, you know. So there's a lot of karmic cycles that are ending. So to end my little notes, I said, create the life you've always wanted. Just do it. Say I'm worthy and I will get through this test. Don't give up on your dreams. And that's all I have in the notes, so I can get to talking with you guys. If you guys have any questions, specific questions, or any other channelings that I might have. But what's going on right now? Hey, what's up, Gingy? Oh, good, good. Yeah. Come to my workshop. That's right. So I'm having a workshop on how to read the basic birth chart. I'm going to give you the basics of birth chart reading, which is the foundation. If you don't know the basics, like planets, houses, elements, signs, it's really hard to understand astrology, and even like getting the correct horoscopes, because horoscopes are based off of your rising, not your sun sign. So just because you're a Cancer, a Leo, a Virgo, a Libra, a Cancer, it doesn't mean that you're a rising. So I'm a Leo and I'm a Leo rising. So it made reading horoscopes very easy, even when I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And that's why they've always felt rang truth for me, is because I was reading the right horoscopes. Some people are Leos with like a Scorpio rising, where they should be reading for Scorpio predominantly and then looking at other things like their sun and their moon. Oh, okay. So my workshop that I'm hosting is basics of astrology birth chart reading. So when you sign up, you can Venmo me. I'll message you. You could even PM me and I can tell you, I accept payment in multiple of ways. And then you have to get your birthday, your time, and your location, and bring your chart with you. And then I will do a breakdown of the basics of houses, signs, modalities, elements, and the whole awesomeness that you need to know. Spirit animal cards, please. Yes, I will do. Actually, that's a good idea. So yeah, there is a lot of shifts. I'm glad that we finally have good air quality. I'm glad I have my PG&E on. I stayed up until forever last night. I think I stayed up until like 4 doing my toilet seat art, because I'm a night owl. So I work at night. I channel at night. I do art at night. But because my PG&E's been out for 3 days, it's been hard to do anything. So yeah. It is in Oakland at the Bellevue Club. It's 525 Bellevue Avenue in Oakland on November, I think 23rd at 2:00. Yeah, November 23rd, Saturday, basic chart reading workshop in Oakland on Lake Merritt. Beautiful views. It's the Old Woman Social Club. It's at 525 Bellevue. And it is only $20 early bird special. And then it goes up to $50 on the 12th, which is the full moon in Taurus. So get it before the full moon, and it is super affordable and super good deal, because I have to pay for the space. So, all right, I will do. Me Too windstorm coming tonight. Yes, there is. We are in between a geomagnetic storm. There's a lot of shifts happening. We're feeling it. This is look at my bat. I got it when I was in New Mexico. Carlsbad Caverns. This shirt glows in the dark. It's amazing. I'm super excited about it. Yes. Okay. So if you can't go to that workshop, I can do another one. Just let me know what day works for you. What days work for you guys? If you let me know, then I could arrange it. But right now, it is at the convenience for the person that's hosting the space. It worked best for her. So that's why I have that day. But where do you live, Valerie? In Crockett? Because we could always do like a private session too. Because I'm in Crockett. So, animal card for this Mercury retrograde. Oh, great. Yeah, that would be awesome. If you'd like to host a workshop, awesome. Yes, Crockett. Christina, you said we had to prepare for evacuation. Any thoughts? What? I'm not sure if I understand that question. We had to prepare for evacuation. Am I reading that right? Mercury is in shadow. It's going to be like super close on Halloween. I mean, that's stationing its retrograde. And that, literally, that's like on Thursday, right? Thursday? Yeah. And Uranus is going to be opposing the sun that day, too. So we definitely want our freedoms. You know, we definitely could be trying to set ourselves free from any obligations. And that could be in work. That could be in relationships. That could be, obligations. We just want freedom. And, you know, it could just be like, we're just trying to free ourselves so we can make space for like what we know is kind of around the corner. Oh, cool. Yeah. We all live, okay, Christina, Valerie, me, we all live around Crockett. November 3rd or 4th. What is, Gingy? Is it November 3rd or 4th? What, Mercury retrograde? That's on Halloween, October 31st until November 20th. It'll be stationary direct. Yeah, I mean, Christina, I'm not quite sure I understand, but I know that like I did a video and I did prepare everyone for that intensity that we experienced with the new moon opposing Uranus was going to awaken, bring something that was unexpected. Oh no, my workshop is November 23rd. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving, right? Think so. Yeah. Hey, Jeremy, thanks for joining. You might want to rewatch the video. I have a lot of information on like what's happening in the next couple weeks or 3 weeks because Mercury retrograde is until November 20th. Oops. I don't know. Nothing's really falling out. All right. I have an idea. This will be fun. It'll be interactive because I like interactive. So I'm going to pick card number 1. This is the top one. I'll pick one from the middle and then the bottom one. So this is 3 because that's the bottom. I picked the bottom, the top, and now I'm going to do the middle. So we have card 1, 2, or 3. And whoever's live can pick their card. and then I'll read it. And Christina, why don't you pick first because you're the one that wanted me to do it. Card 1, 2, or 3. Oh man, I forgot this one wasn't even in there. Cobra wasn't in there. The snake. All right. Anyone got card 1, 2, or 3? Or should I pick out of those 3? Anybody? Card 1, 2. Oh, 1. Okay. It's the bee. Which is crazy because I got stung by a bee Labor Day weekend. And this geomagnetic storm that's coming in is from the exact same coronal hole that was facing Earth that weekend. Yeah. Oh, all of them? Okay. All right. Well, the bee is air, earnest, hardworking, and democratic. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities until they're too tired from all the hard work. Then they grip and then they sting. So yeah, because that's what I was talking about too, because during when I was up in Tahoe, most of August, the bees were very aggressive from the hosts and me getting stung. So when the bees have to overwork, because there is mass extinctions happening because of the magnetic pole shift, it's just natural of the way that the earth purges and recycles, you know, like rebirths itself. Hey, what's up, Corey? Nice for you to join in. I was just doing a card reading after my talk on Mercury retrograde, so please rewatch the video. I'm going to post it on my YouTube, and then you can click on that when it's all done. You put mud on your face? Yes, I do. I put mud on my face all the time. But right now I don't. I'm just red because I'm dehydrated. I've been drinking water all day, but I'm having a lot of I think dehydration from all the fires and the poor air quality. And then a lot of ascension and upgrades and the geomagnetic storm. So the bee, when in balance, content, active, vibrant. When out of balance, is overworked and annoyed. And to bring into balance, take a mini vacation. Christina, I think that's what it's saying. Take a mini vacation. You know, if you're working too much, or let's just say maybe you're not working, and maybe you're just working really hard on finding a new source of income or a new job. Just rest and manifest. Pray about it, meditate about it. Mercury retrograde is a time to go inward. It's not time for action. We can't stop our whole lives. I understand that, but try not to work so hard, because that's just going to wear you out, and it's going to wear you thin. And then it's hard for spirit to really speak to you and let you know exactly what it wants of you, and what's best for your new path. I mean, we all get redirected, right? So take a mini vacay. The next one is the fish. So the fish is associated with Pisces, and Neptune is squaring over to the Sagittarius energy. It's sextiling the Pluto and Saturn. And it's trining the sun. Okay, so the fish. So whoever picked card number 2, you got the fish. Restless, change of focus, lost in the current. The fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, movement, more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be accelerating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all the possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. Spend some time with the lunar forces, dead fish, or deer fish, sorry, with the deer fish, not dead fish. We don't want dead fish. We want deer fish. Deer fish. What do deer fish look like? As the peace and the calm of the moon will soothe your soul. So the fish, when this energy is in balance, is adaptable, travels well. When out of balance, it's distracted and changes mind often. And to bring into balance, set a small goal and accomplish it. And also, Mercury retrograde is notorious for finding the tasks that are unfinished. And that is my favorite time of Mercury retrograde. Like, this is a great Mercury retrograde, you guys. So don't get me wrong. This is an awesome energy. We're going to be able to finish up a lot of our projects that we have been postponing, or like thoughts that haven't surfaced out of our unconscious. And, you know, to me, those are projects too. So it's going to be great for that. So after those get accomplished, right, then we can set new goals. So that's exciting for Sagittarius season. You're like, in this next 3 weeks, if there's things that you got to get done, get it done. And then start fresh and new. The last is what? The butterfly. Look at that. We have an air, and we have an air, a water element, and another air. So let's see. Well, butterflies are definitely transmutation, which is so Pluto, so Scorpio, so Mercury retrograde reading. So let's see. I'm super tired. I did too much. I got 4 hours sleep. I was just super excited to have my electricity on. Catching up with work. All right, undergoing great change and transformation. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition. Since air is the element of the heart, it is? Okay. Whatever you say, Miss Book. This change usually involves relationships. Okay, so in that astrology, Libra is an air sign, and it has to do with relationships. Air is actually intellectual. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, and be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends' activities support you like a cocoon, committing to one daily routine, a meal practice, or a prayer. Done at the same place and the time will do wonders for lifting a butterfly's spirit. So when in balance, the butterfly is cheerful and graceful. When out of balance, fragile and frustrated. To bring into balance, daily routines. Yes, this is good. Because this Mercury is stationing retrograde in the 6th house of daily routines. And because it's conjunct Venus, that's love and beauty. And Mercury is about communicating that love and beauty. And that will change our daily routines. It is a huge transformation with our self, our soul self, our sun self, our personality, because sometimes our personality gets in the way of our soul. Because those are two different things, because Personality is persona, which is mask. So personality is the mask that we wear, right? And that needs a transformation to be able to speak our soul's truth, what our soul wants, because the sun is conjunct vertex, which is where we're supposed to be heading. That is going to be like the ultimate happiness. Vertex is usually only read in like relationships and synastry charts, but I see a significance in the vertex with the Pars of Fortune too. So Pars of Fortune is in the 11th house during this retrograde. Well, the day it retrogrades. So this, I'm looking at the chart for Halloween. So there's your reading. And here's the cards. Hi, Emily. Thanks for joining. And hopefully that helped. Maybe I can pull just not an animal card, but see if there's any tarot cards that wants to come out. So this is for the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio on Halloween, conjunct Venus. Collectively. So how are you guys? You guys all safe? That was kind of freaky, right? Like all that chaos. It's like we're in a state of emergency. California ain't the place to be right now, I'll tell you that. God, I'm exhausted. I'm just gonna cut the deck. The Chariot. The Chariot is number 7, which is partnerships and relationships, which is the highlight. It is in the age, it would stand for like adolescence. So we're maturing in a certain way. And the zodiac sign would be Cancer. And that is where the North Node is. And so this Mercury retrograde is aligning us with our path for the North Node. And do you see the dichotomy, masculine and feminine? This is a twin flame card as well. It's the Chariot. And the Cancer is where we're supposed to be heading. So our home, our family, like I talked about that already. This card is just a confirmation of that. So it's about victory, will, self-assertion, reaching our goals, focusing on what is priority, which I already said, that's another confirmation, being determined to succeed in like anything that we've been putting our energy in. Asserting ourselves, like, establishing our identity, like who we are, like as a soul self. And mastering our emotions. But ultimately, it's about getting our way, like whatever that we've been manifesting and thinking about. So yeah, there's your reading. I hope you liked it. I hope this video was helpful and awesome. Just what I wanted. Not ready for Mercury retrograde. July was rough. Oh yeah. But if you're a Cancer and Mercury retrograde is in your sign, then it's like the focus is on you. But unless you're Scorpio, Scorpios might be having a harder time, or just the focus is on them. But and maybe Taurus. Yeah. The focus is a little on Taurus and Scorpio. Um uh yeah, I'd say those two signs. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good for the collective. I think like it's not, it's not going to be like a walk in the park or anything, but it's definitely going to give us insight and clarity in what needs to be healed in order for us to move forward. Um, and it will give us clarity on where to next. And then Sagittarius season will be super excited to start putting things into action and feeling really excited about our future. And yeah, so I wish you guys well. And I hope to get a message from you for the workshop. And take care of yourself, take a bath, enjoy the rebirthing, and I will talk to you guys on the next video. All right, peace out, your Lucid Living Coach.